Hello, everybody. Turn down Pauline there.
You had Chris turn on Discord?
Are you talking to me or Mike?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
No. Why? Did I cut out?
The song cuts out in a way that.
Oh, it's just because it's low. It's just it's not getting through my. It's not getting through the
Yeah, the gate.
The gate
gets
on
triggered
Goxler.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a problem if it's for the
It goes through a whole different thing on OBS. It's not. It doesn't.
Okay.
It has nothing. They're completely disconnected.
For us.
Yeah, but I mean, is it still cutting out now?
That's why I asked if you had Chris on, because if it was Discord, if it's like.
No, it's. I don't have the crisp on. But is it still
fine.
cutting out?
No. You're fine. I was just saying aloud why I asked.
Oh, okay.
I think it's always fine on our end. Or, sorry, it's fine on the stream's end. It's just always weird for us sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. If it's just because I had it low, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Let's see here. That's good. This is good. Is this good? You don't look framey on our side.
Oh,
well, maybe a tiny
Yeah,
bit.
he looks.
You glitched a little. Yeah, you just had an internet hiccup. It's fine.
Mike, you do me a favor. Check and see if you have crisp on in Discord.
Okay. I would like that.
You hover over that wavelength right beside the hangout, the disconnect button here, and you click on it, and it has no suppression on. No suppression
interesting. I didn't know that. I was just going to the actual settings.
I have no crisp on. I do have a different gate on.
Just on your.
No, it's not on.
Well, no, I mean it's fine. I mean, yeah. Okay.
You
cool.
sound good.
Yep, you're fine.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on now. I usually have to have a little gate on.
Okay.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, totally good. Okay, I think that's good. Let me turn off this.
Thank God we can't hear him breathing anymore.
Oh yeah, you should stop doing that.
I saw that. Well, you were playing that game. I thought it was the game that was like the guy breathing on the video game. It's like, oh, that's weird.
Let's see. Okay, I think well, you know what? I'm gonna move this over here so I can adjust it. There we go. Okay, I am good, Mike. I can count you in if you're ready to go. Did we test the music? Let's do that.
Hey,
Just
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Start cheering now!
Works.
All right. What?
Hi.
This is Harrison, says Christopher Minotti.
Hi, Harrison.
Hi, Harrison.
How's it going?
Ford?
Yes,
Nephew
Harrison Ford is Mike's nephew.
Let's go.
says I love
he
you. I love
named-
you too, Harrison. Good to see you.
Is he named after the actor?
No.
The Beetle, actually.
Yes, the George.
Okay.
I'm gonna count you in, Mike. You ready?
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Oh, ruff, ruff, ruff. Woof, woof, woof.
Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. Today, Donkey Kong! DK!
DK!
Zebra!
Now, careful. You can't say the animals, apparently, because people get mad at you about spoilers, I guess. You can't say...
I wasn't gonna go any deeper than zebra.
Well, no, I'm
Calm
saying that because I got
down.
yelled at about it. So, because I had known all the animals for a long time, because I don't know, I just heard about it. I assumed that they must have all been out there, but...
Thought that they showed a good amount of them in the direct. If people are avoiding the direct,
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yep, what can you do?
Here's what we're doing today on the show, everybody. All right?
Uh-oh.
We're gonna talk about Donkey King.
Yay!
Donkey Kong.
I want to talk about that because it's a good game.
We're gonna talk about that, and also we're gonna fix a list. We've done that before. IGN did a list of the best Donkey Kong video games. Top 10, I believe. The 10 best Donkey Kings.
They did a list in the way that a
Donkey
child
Kings.
does a duty. I actually haven't looked at the list.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's bad.
we're gonna clean this up, baby. So we'll look at that later, and there will be other diversions and discourses.
Some frivolity, maybe even.
How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. Went for a walk. That was nice. Looking forward to getting done here, and I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna take what I'm gonna do is, because it's gonna be a late one. The trick here is to I don't ever start out a shower with a cold shower. I always start out warm, and then I make it cold for a little bit, and then I make it hot again. And that moment right there, you'll never be sleepier than in that moment when you go from cold to hot. It's it makes me want to just go get in bed and pass out for forever.
Yeah, that sounds cozy.
It is.
I should have done that. I laid down for I thought it would be a little bit. I said I woke up like 15 minutes ago. Realized I was supposed to do the Game Club. Literally screamed out in my bedroom. I was so mad at myself. So I feel very distraught, and I'm sorry, everybody, because that has already been delayed. So I'm sorry. We'll get that figured out real soon. Jeff, I might have to beg you for clemency, even though you have none to give.
Yeah, I actually don't have that power. I'm sorry, but I'll write to the game governor and see what he can do. See if he can commute your sentence. But the gamers aren't happy with you, Mike. I know that.
No, I know. I've
you're a busy man. You're a busy man. It happens.
Yeah,
it's these things start to fall through the cracks.
Jeff.
I know. Responsibilities.
And I will get. They had a game club without me, which you were basically just talking about why you weren't there. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sorry, everybody. We're supposed to be talking about Blueprints, which we should do that. Which was your 5 years ago. Yeah, so just go ahead, Jeff. Just say it. You don't care about Blueprints anymore. It's not your game of the year anymore.
It's nothing to me. It's trash.
It means nothing. It's your new catchphrase. I don't care about that.
I'm Jeff Grubb, and I don't care. No, I still love Blueprints. It's a great game, and it'll be in my top 5 for sure. I would like to go back to it, and you know what, we should do the Blue Sprints, so I have an excuse to get back into it. And I bet once I do that, I'll be ready to go. I love that game still, but Donkey Kong Bonanza right now is probably my game of the year. It's so fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'll be honest here. So we talked about our thoughts on this game in a few places. We have a quick look up on giantbomb.com, everybody. So you should go check that out. We talked about the Bombcast. That's what I'm trying to. I do want to phrase this in the somewhat obnoxious game of the year sense now, Jeff, to do a little something different here.
Sure.
Because it's going to be in that conversation for us. Absolutely, I do like it that much. I think for me, Jeff, right now there's 3 games I've been thinking about in that kind of way this year. There's been Blueprints, it's been Expedition 33, and now it is this. And I'm so glad I don't have to make that choice right now, because I am nowhere near sure about it. I'll be honest, probably not Blueprints. I love Blueprints, but it is Expedition 33 and Donkey Kong that are the super, super, super standouts right now. Blueprints was a super standout too. I just like those other games a little bit more even. And 3 very different games, which is neat.
Yeah, and I was 3 different games. Games that at least some of them maybe would have been difficult to predict at the beginning of the year that they would be in the running. I'll say that one thing that is fun is I think we're going to get to the end of the year, and those 3 games specifically are going to be in the conversation for many of us. Like, yes, at least the majority of us, I think. Potentially even all 5 of us of the that are maybe making decisions at the end of the year. We'll see.
This is good compared to last year with Metaphor, where it was like, oh, not everybody really got into it or played that. Already, 4 out of the 5 of us have beaten Expedition 33 and liked it a lot.
Yeah, I've played it and liked it a lot, but I've not been playing it recently. But that is what I'm going to go back to next after Donkey Kong. It'll be that. And then there was another game I wanted to play a bunch, but I can't remember. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I know what it is. It's Death Stranding 2.
Oh, Death Stranding 2. That's right. So those are the 2 that I'm gonna try to go get through. Thank you for being in my memory. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy. I am going to play that game. I'm not gonna get to Game of the Year and be like, oh, do you even play it? I have no opinions about it. I won't be that person.
I
feel like that's another one that will be in conversations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Absolutely. It's one that I want to at least get a decent amount of time in. So that I can have opinions on it when people talk about it at that time of year. But even, it just seems good. It seems interesting.
Do you think
Yeah, go
there are any other games that have come out so far this year that are going to be in that conversation come the end of the year right now?
That have come out so far?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
I guess
there's like a list on Open Critic of the best games of the year so far. Let me look at that.
you know what's on there, and I mean, again, I think some people are going to talk about, but I think a lot are kind of already a bit over it. Is Monster Hunter Wilds? Do you think that's going to have much juice at Game of the Year time?
I don't. I don't. It's and that's 8 on the list behind Blueprints. Do you want the list of the games that are above Blueprints so far this year?
I know. I can think of one more at least.
Yeah, go for it. Guess.
Well, the only one I could think of is Split Fiction, which it's another one that I feel like everyone liked. That got very good reviews in the '90s, right? Insane. Yeah, and people moved on a little, but at least in our circles, what we're talking about critically in this kind of Game of the Year sense, I don't think it's gonna be like It Takes Two and win Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think let's see, this other one on the list that we haven't mentioned yet is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I think I do want to play more of, but it's just going to be hard to fit in with all these other large games. And what I played of that game was, I'm like, oh, I get this. It does seem well made, and I bet there's people who are like, this is 100% their shit. It just, wasn't. It was going to take more time for me to like really glom on to what it was going for me personally. But yeah, and then Shujunku, I have no idea what that is, but that's the top rated game of the year.
Shujunku, okay, I'll get a bottom of that.
Shujunku, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what else. I mean, Avowed was one that I like, and I still need to go and finish. But more of an 82 situation. Doom the Dark Ages did good in reviews, like in 85 range, but I don't think it's gonna have Game of the Year juice at all. At least for the Game of the Year conversation.
Yeah, I think I still think that like for like the ones where people vote, where there's a lot of people, I think Clair Obscur has a really good chance just because it's going to have a lot of it's a game people think about for a long time. It has like this memorable story that everyone seems to love for the most part. I know there's some controversy about the ending to some degree, but I think Clair Obscur is going to be the one that people are just going to be playing for so long that they'll remember it more than they remember Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So I guess the other side of this question is, do you think there are still any other big contenders coming out this year? This is definitely a fun speculation thing, but are there any games that are going to come out the rest of this year that you think are going to be in that conversation still?
Sorry, I had myself muted. Yeah, I think chat's immediately going to the one that's on my radar, Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like, if that hits the way I want it to hit, it's going to be right there with Donkey Kong and some of these other games for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's one I'm optimistic for. There's a part of me that thinks, just based on that Nintendo Direct presentation of it that one time, where there was a surprisingly, what seemed to me, loud enough group of people. I know it's the internet, it's maybe not that many people, but there were enough people who were kind of like, wow, that's it, huh? At what I thought looked amazing, that I'm kind of preparing myself for. I don't know, maybe some people are just going to jive with Metroid Prime anymore for one reason or another. The other part of that is that we've had, this is the third sequel to Metroid Prime 1. And the other two are liked and, well received and everything, but none of them have ever been Metroid Prime 1.
No. Yes. Metroid Prime...
Sorry. If you hear me laughing, I just read the Christopher Menotti
super
chat.
I'll just read it right now.
Go for it.
I'll just read it right now. From Christopher Menotti and his son and my nephew Harrison, I think, was on his account saying hi earlier. Someone said, Harrison, you missed the waifu episode. And now he won't stop asking me what a waifu is. Thank you.
Chris, why doesn't your son know what a waifu is? What kind of dad are you? God.
Bad parenting right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, go watch the K-pop Netflix show with him or something, apparently. I don't know, maybe that'll help.
It's a movie. It's pretty good.
It's a movie. There you go.
Yeah, it's for kids, so it's probably going to like it.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the other big games coming out this year?
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, that's probably 1-1 to be Game of the Year, right?
Probably 1-1 of a remake. That's they've worn that on their sleeve. I'm looking forward to it. But
yeah. I do not consider that a criticism, at least not at this moment. Yeah. But it's not going to help it for Game of the Year, right? Yeah.
No. There's Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. Good point. That will probably be something that a lot of people really love. People really love the original. There's stuff that like, you know, I think could be in our top 10, Mike. Shinobi, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a duo of 2D ninja action retro games. There's Shinobi and there's Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. So yeah, both of those. Especially you know, for the olds like us, I think those are gonna probably hit pretty good.
There's one that could be in my top 10 because it's my stupid bullshit, Baby Steps. Of course, this one is yours, Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift. That's not even a good pun for the name. All You Can Eat, All You Can Drift. Dude, they're not even trying.
Oh, that's what they're trying to... Yeah, dang.
Not even trying.
Yeah, I don't... There's got to be something than that, right?
Yeah, Borderlands 4 is a big game, but we know that. I mean, just... That won't be...
Well, yeah, it might be hard for Game of the Year stuff for Borderlands. There's a couple of anticipated indie sequels, Hades 2 and Spoon Heaven, aka Hollow Knight Silk Song. There's a part of me that's like, I don't know. Hades 2 is going to have a little bit of a sequel problem where I think Hades 1 got a lot of love, and this game might be even better.
Right.
But how many people are going to want to give it a trophy? I don't know.
Yep.
Silk Song is just... I wonder if Silk Song's actually going to suffer from the memes a little bit once it's actually a real game and we're on the other side of that. How does it make that transition?
Yeah, that's a good point when you put it like that. It's like it's going to have an uphill climb in some ways. I think it probably will have the juice to overcome that, and if it does, then I think it stands a real shot of like being one of those nominees that we're talking about. Probably still has a hard time of pulling out the win. Outer Worlds 2 is Xbox, Bethesda's big game coming out this holiday, I think. Maybe there's some other stuff, but that's, I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a big leap over Outer Worlds 1. So I'm interested in that. And then
Ninja Gaiden 4, maybe?
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
That's right. Arc Raiders, it looks pretty good.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I think people will like that game a lot more than like we think, because it feels very approachable. So it might be the one to crack that nut for the extraction shooter people.
Yeah.
And then Anno 117, Mike, there's your game of the year. Pax Romana.
Oh, hey, I'm excited. I'm excited for Anno. I bet I might not even like it quite as much as 2 Point Museum, a game that got very good reviews, but I seem to be the only person talking about it in a Game of the Year kind of way.
I've seen more people playing that. Well, okay, maybe Game of the Year kind of way, but I've seen more people playing it recently. I think Mary was playing it on her Twitch channel. Some other people were streaming it. I saw some friends on Steam playing it. So it's picking up some pace, I think.
It'll do really well with me. So me to the Hollower, so that's interesting. Oh, new DLC came out for 2 Point Museum. Ooh, might have to have a 2 Point Mega Man at some point here then.
Ooh, fun.
I like to see that. Yeah. So yeah, I think I think we're definitely gonna have some, and I hope there's surprises. Some game that like a Blueprints kind of comes out a little bit out of nowhere for a lot of us, and still is a big hit. Really makes an impact. But yeah, I think those are the 3 games, and then 2 Point Museum. I do like that a lot. But yeah, so far it has been a very good year. I don't know if we're on pace for an all-timer year situation, but certainly a lot of games that I do like.
Yeah, and like there's the rest of the schedule for the rest of the year. There's plenty of stuff still for me left to look forward to. So if all of the Game of the Year bangers have come out so far, and then it's like Metroid Prime 4 is really good, I mean, I guess if that one's only really good, I might still be disappointed. But if everything else is just like here's some good stuff here or there, but nothing's competing with Donkey Kong and Blueprints and Clair Obscur. It's like, well, that's fine. Those games are fantastic. They're phenomenal. Some of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. So, yeah, that's totally okay.
I'm excited for Kirby Air Riders. I'd be shocked if that was some like 9 out of 10 or above experience for me. But I bet that's going to be fun. Even Legends ZA. I mean, I'm excited for that. But again, I'd be shocked if it was some jaw-dropping experience.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Donkey Kong Bonanza? Because I do just think that, I don't know, there was a big promise there, and they delivered, and then some. I am just absolutely blown away by it. I think it's, it's a little silly to talk right now. I'm close to the end. But gosh, it already feels like one of the best Nintendo games ever, and that's, Nintendo.
Yep, it's saying something. Yeah, I think it's just I continue to be surprised by how clear of the hurdle they were able to manage to make this game of, hey, yeah, they made a big promise of we're going to do a Donkey Kong 3D platformer. And I think part of me was worried that's like one of the reasons they're going with Donkey Kong is because they're like, hey, we can maybe scale things back because it's not the next big 3D Mario. This is something off over here. And that's not what this is at all. This really is the successor to Odyssey, and it takes a lot of stuff and just really runs with it. And then it has its gimmicks, and those gimmicks are deeper than you are expecting. The breaking stuff, it's not just breaking stuff at random. There is a methodology to it in terms of the way they design these stages and they design the objects to work together that has continued to pull me along. And I just feel like I continue to learn the game. And in learning it and becoming fluid in it, I am capable of doing more things, and it opens up more possibilities. And it's just been phenomenal for that. So, yeah, I think this, for me, it's like, hey, 3D platformers still in my mind, or platformers in general, are like, that's the video game genre. That's the thing that when I think of a video game, I think of a platformer first. I know that's changed for the vast majority of the audience at this point. But for me, that's what I grew up with. That's what I think. And so Nintendo's still out there doing another best platformer of all time, possibly. That is, man, I feel like I'm home. So I really appreciate it for that.
You know what impresses me is with the destructibility, they even have a system in the game where you can reset the destruction just in case for whatever reason. And I haven't used that yet.
Don't need it.
Somehow, like, I thought, like, oh, there's going to be situations where I kind of soft lock myself or mess something up. And somehow the game's designed so well that has not been a problem. I can't imagine how much brain power, how much design chops it takes to make something like that.
Right, because it's not like they get around that by being like, okay, here is the 75 voxels you can break apart here, and then the rest of the stage is permanently there, and we're just gonna let you have a little fun in this corner. It's like, no, most stages it's almost the entirety of it. And yeah, there's bedrock you can't go below, and that's part of the safety net, but that, you could make these huge chasms that you could get stuck in. It's like, no, they usually account for all of that. And you're right.
Can you destroy the entire game like that? You
could destroy,
if you wanted?
Everything that is destroyable you can destroy, and then there's like going to be a layer of metallic bedrock that you can't go through or something like that. But
that's so cool.
It's fantastic. And you're right. What was the testing on this game like? How do you even begin to design the methods of testing that? Like, don't you want people to use your stuff? And that clearly was the marching order. Like, let's make sure people are going to want to break stuff. Let's make that so fun that they just can't help themselves. And then they might find themselves looking around and be like, oh my God, I destroyed all this shit. What do I do now? Well, we need to figure that out. And the fact that they did is really impressive.
You kind of talked about the 3D platformer aspect. That's another thing that I'm really happy, because there's a part of me when I first saw it, like, oh, this looks awesome. I wonder how much of a 3D platformer it really is, or it's just all about that destruction and climbing. But no, so a lot of platforming in this game, actually. A lot of thoughtful jumping around and platforming puzzles and things of that ilk. So it really does feel like that Odyssey sequel while being a very distinct thing at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could even do with like more of those Donkey Kong Country 2D levels, which legit just part of me is like, did they just like design those first and get the movement down so it felt like Donkey Kong Country in the 2D sections, and then kind of apply that to 3D? Because it's like those levels, and maybe it's just my memory patching holes where they exist, but they feel just like Donkey Kong Country. It's weird.
They're really good.
Yeah, and it feels really good. I'm a big fan of it.
I am excited to play some more. It's a game that's so good. Part of me almost like I get like more really curious. I'm like, so what do the haters say?
Yeah,
they got to exist, because someone's like, man, what? People probably don't somehow have a problem with this. I mean, it happens with everything. There's the Breath of the Wild, people don't like it. There's Mario Odyssey had critics. It happens. It's fine. Not everybody likes everything, but I'm always like curious, like, what could they possibly not like about this?
Yep. Yeah. I don't really get it. It's like, but you're right. That exists for everything.
All right, Jeff, a couple other things here real quick. There was a Pokemon Presents today. I think you and I were well aware, thanks to Sean in good part, that this probably wasn't going to be super exciting. And guess what? It was not super exciting. We got a new ZA trailer, so there's that. There's like a Switch 2 bundled with ZA coming out in October. It's going to cost $500, comes out October 16th. It's not like some bespoke version of the console with fancy graphics or something. Of course not. It's too early for that. But there you go. We saw some other things, like, updates here and there, more stuff for that Pokemon Concierge show people like. We got to see some of that theme park, emphasis on the park there. It's not like a Disneyland with Pokemon. There's some smaller attractions. It's kind of more of a chill.
It's on the spectrum with Disneyland, but it's on the far left side, closer to public park.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks really neat still. Again, it looks very chill. It'll have like a Pokemon Center and a Pokemart and stuff like that. So sure. But yeah, it was what it was. Did you watch this? Is there anything else that stood out to you? Were you surprised still at how low key it was?
I'm not surprised at how low key it was. Like you said, we were clued in on that, and I remember that being the case when I've watched these ones in the past. I didn't watch it live. Kind of caught it as I was getting the news ready this morning and getting bits and pieces. I do like that Pokemon Concierge show. I haven't sat down to watch it, but I put it on with the kids around and watched some of it, and it's it really is as cute as it looks, and so I'm glad they're able to make more of that. I guess separately they're doing a show with Aardman, which is the Wallace and Gromit people, and boy, they are masters at what they do. Some of their stuff is so fun and so funny that I think it's excellent that they're going to be able to work with Pokemon and make some stuff. I remember hearing a story. It's Aardman, the clay manufacturer that provided the clay that Aardman uses, was shutting down, and so they were only going to be able to make so many more shows and movies or something like that. I wonder if they figured that out, and maybe Pokemon Money help them do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious how fans feel about Pokemon Champions. I'm curious about some of the other stuff that happened there, but I'm not coming out of this thing being all right, give me a bunch of Pokemon stuff. I am still just I'm waiting to see if the new ZA or the new Legends is the game I want it to be, which is basically more Legends because I like that game quite a bit.
We almost forgot to bring up Pokemon Friends, a brand new puzzle game available on mobile and Switch with, I would say, some relatively simple and perhaps cheap-looking puzzles.
It looks like a television Amico game. It looks
like an Amico game.
Looks like Tommy Tallarico's wet dream, Mike.
Oh no! And it's not free to play. No. Actually, you can if you want to buy the combo bundle of the game with all the DLC, that is $34.
Is it free to download on mobile? Because that's where Jam was playing it. I'm gonna look on.
It's free.
on mobile.
Okay, it's free on mobile.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think, or at least the to start. Then there's Puzzle Pack 1 and 2 you can buy for maybe $15 each. I don't know. It's a weird pricing structure thing.
I just searched Pokemon Friends on Google Play, and I couldn't find that, but I did find Pokemate, which I think is a Pokemon dating app, but I'm not going to look any closer.
Pokemate.
Yep.
I get it. For Pokemon or for people?
Well, I think for people who like Pokemon. Pokemon is the most popular platform for you to stay connected with your Go friends. Okay, it's like looking for party for Pokemon Go. That makes sense.
I bet people are still.
I bet they're fucking.
Yeah, that's what I think too, Jeff. All right, Jeff. One more thing here is that there was another Nintendo music drop, but this time it was 26 classic NES games all at once. Now, these are classic NES games, so maybe not all of them are going to be everybody's well, I can't believe that soundtrack's on there. I am glad that they did just add a bunch of these though in a drop like this, and it wasn't. I'd be so mad if we tuned in one day. It's guess what, everybody? The Mock Rider soundtrack is the one soundtrack you get this week. Instead, we got. You ready for this? Balloon Fight, Baseball, Cuckoo Land, Donkey Kong 3, Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Devil World, Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, F1 Race, Golf, Gomoku, Narabi, Renju, Gyromite, Hogan's Alley, Ice Climber, Mock Rider, Mahjong, Mario Brothers, Pinball Soccer, Stack Up Tennis, Urban Champion, Wild Gunman, and Wrecking Crew. So they're all on there. I like that Balloon Fight song actually quite a bit. So there's that.
It's what I think about when I think about this is I guess I don't know how music was stored on the NES, but I bet it's akin to something like MIDI, where it's 15 kilobytes per song or something like that. And these are probably all MP3 tracks that are not large, but they're probably 3 megabytes, so an order of magnitude larger, just so we can listen to these NES songs these days. But no, yeah, 26 is you're right. That's substantial for a bunch of games that would probably be pretty disappointing if they came out on their own. Nintendo Music, I was checking this out when new stuff would drop. I've stopped doing that. Mostly because it's like I'm listening to I when I found myself going to the Nintendo Music app, I'd be like, oh cool, I love this game. You turn it on, and you start playing the soundtrack, and then it's like 20 minutes before you get to the song you like. It's okay. I don't. I mean, I can go find that song, sure, but if I'm going to do that, why am I not just going to YouTube and typing that song in, where some kid has already uploaded that for me exactly perfectly, or has a 10-hour rendition of it, and I can just listen to that over and over.
Yeah, that's I love video game music a lot. There are very few full game soundtracks where I need to listen to the whole thing. There are some. There are some in Nintendo. I bet some of those F-Zeros and whatnot are definitely like that. But I don't need to listen to all 200 tracks. Most of them kind of mellow, chill background music of Tears of the Kingdom, for example. It's got some great songs, and it's kind of fun to go in there and pick the ones I like.
Right.
And there's maybe eventually enough stuff where I can make playlists in there. My issue is I just don't think they've had a very good drop in a while. Like before this, the one I remember was Ocarina of Time 3D.
Right.
Well, we already had Ocarina of Time, so
yeah, it was weird.
What are we doing?
What
I'd love to do is listen to the Donkey Kong Bananza songs, but that's not in there right now, right? We're probably gonna have to wait like 2 or 3 years before they add that.
Yeah, maybe. Or at least till later this year before they do it. Marino's right though. The Excite Bike theme. I could just like call that up and name up. It's like, hey, I don't need to listen to that. I could just play that in my head whenever I need to.
Yeah, there you go. That's just rolling around in there. Look, that's Nintendo obviously has some great songs on the NES, but it really was like Capcom and Sons of Konami are the ones that were really making the NES music sing.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
there's some classic, there's classic stuff obviously there. But if you ask me to name the 5 best soundtrack, it's probably going to be a little bit before I get to a Nintendo game. Like, stuff like the Mario theme and the Zelda theme, that's iconic. But, like, the soundtracks for stuff like NES Batman and the Mega Man and the Castlevanias, I mean, come on.
Yep, those are astounding still to this day, where it's like, you could play those and people are like, this just rules. Yeah, so I'm with you. And we're not getting any of those third-party things in this app. It's just Nintendo music.
All right, Jeff, why don't we take a break? We got some super chats. We'll read those. Then we'll come back and we'll fix that IGN list. We're gonna have a fun time. Can you tell how much fun I'm having?
Yeah, you're having fun.
Good. We're gonna continue having fun, everybody. It's mandatory. Be right back.
Okay.
All right, Kirby's Adventure soundtrack is good. That boy, Jerry, you're right. All right,
you know how many? All right. What are you gonna do?
He's gonna do his thing. I'm gonna get the super chats.
I wasn't paying attention. This show. It's too much.
Sometimes
we didn't talk about Jurassic Park Evolution 3.
No, I did not talk about that. I've not played any of those. Maybe I'll just wait for 3 to come out and I'll just play that. I mean, it sounds like a good time. Problem with those like management games is I want to play them as if they're my hobby, where it's like that's all I do for like 2 months, and it's hard to make that work.
Yes, I understand, but I play a bunch of 2, pretty good. And 3, I think they had an issue with that they cut a little bit of like bad rep because they were using like AI stuff, and then they took it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I have the super chats. Do I? Yes, there they are. Okay, I'm ready on my side for that now. How does the crown thing work in YouTube chat? It feels like it's a combination.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, it feels like it's a combination of like super chats and how often you're just chatting, period, and things like that. I
think it's how often you chat, and then you get bonus for super chatting.
Right. Okay, that sounds right to me. All right.
I'm gonna put this.
Go where you
here.
want to without any care, as long as you can breathe the air.
All right. Yep. I got super chats, and they're looking good. I'm ready.
All right. I am ready. You ready, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're back, Jeff. Let's hear about these super chats.
Sure. I'm going to start here, as we are wont to do, with Simon from Saskatchewan, who writes in with the first of 4. How about Toad's terrific Tuesday/Thursday team tomfoolery? Is this still to get us to play Toad's treasure
Captain
tracker?
Toad.
Captain Toad's treasure tracker?
Yeah. We should do that. They try to get us with that alliteration and the word puns. They know how much we like that.
They know our weakness. Oh shit, we're done. All right, more Simon here. Let's see here. What'd be a bad anime game for Dan to play for Blight Club? I'm waiting for the anime people to chime in.
Yeah, there's no bad games based on anime.
We've talked about one. Maybe that could pop up in the future.
Okay. There's one I'll tell you right now, there's one I might give him because I wanted you to play it and he turned it down. Now, he did have a good other idea that we're going with it, but there's a part of me, fine, you don't want it, you're going to get it. Then.
Hell yeah, okay, I like that. But I'm going to let you know, I'm going to have more of a say in Dan's next game, just so you know. But unless yours is awesome, we'll see.
I understand.
I like the idea of like, I do like the idea of he said no, so fine, you're going to get it. That's very appealing to me.
It's a game that somebody's going to play eventually.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. And maybe it's going to be me. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying too much. Because I was going to come back to you like, well, this is what it is. So let's make Mike play it. Ha, ha, ha. And maybe this backfired. Whatever. It's okay.
That's the risk we live with Blight Club, for sure. Simon from Saskatchewan with number 3 here. Please rank from best to worst. U.S. Dragon Ball movie, or from best to worst U.S. Dragon Ball movie. Is best D-ball soccer isn't a sport. Mario 64 camera makes the game unplayable. Balan Wonderworld got too much hate. Okay, all right. So let me see if I can parse this. From best to worst, U.S. Dragon Ball movie is best. Dragon Ball soccer isn't a sport. Mario 64 camera makes the game unplayable. Balan Wonderworld got too much hate. All right, which one is the best? Which one is the worst?
I'll work on this. You're coming in a little garbly, at least to me on Discord right now, by the way, for some reason.
Oh, weird. Okay. Chat, are we good? No one said anything in chat, so I'm assuming we're fine.
You sound fine for me.
Oh,
Oh, really? Maybe it must be a me thing then. Yeah. Might be my internet. All right. I think... So yeah, the U.S. Dragon Ball movie is really bad, but it's bad in a harmless kind of a way.
I watched that movie like 4 times in one night.
If somebody told me... If somebody told me they liked that movie, I think that they might have character, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
So
that's best?
I think that's the best thing you can say. I think the next best thing, and now everything else is bad. The next best thing, though, that you could say is that Balan Wonderworld got too much hate. It's annoying. If you want to argue like, well, maybe it was disproportional to the crime, I disagree. But, like, I disagree greatly, but there's that.
I have my 1-star review of that game out there on the internet if anyone wants to go read it.
Soccer isn't a sport. It's such a stupid tired thing. Like, there's nothing to stand on. So they always, like, invent their own rules why it's not a sport. Also, it's like, well, you don't use your hands. Why does that matter?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we have to use our hands. It's clearly a sport. It's clearly just some weird nationalistic, afraid of anything vaguely European or Latino. I don't know what it is. It's always really weird. It's strange when old people say it. I hope it's something that goes away soon. It's like soccer had this lack of popularity.
It wasn't on the TV when I was growing up.
Here.
So
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the same people who are like new genre music isn't real music. That thing, it's annoying, and every time I hear it, I roll my eyes incredibly. But the very worst thing you could say is that the Mario 64 camera makes the game unplayable.
Yep, I will become enraged if you do that. I will become angry.
Yep.
You don't want that. I agree with Mike's list.
Every time.
All right. Dr. Ryan. Hey, Mike. That was a great Blueprints game club you scheduled and hosted an hour ago. Interesting chats. So glad you could make it. Oh, man. What's the gamer version of seppuku? You have to, like, cut your controller cord.
You mean unaliving?
Yeah, kill yourself.
That's what I say.
Hi, YouTube.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
Can I say how I hate that word?
Which word?
Unalive or Sempoko?
Yeah. No, unalive. Like
yeah, it's dumb.
Just say killing. He's stupid. Like,
well, I think they're literally trying. They literally are trying to avoid getting strikes or algorithm checks.
Yeah, it sucks though that the algorithm does affect our language though. Like that is a little annoying. I get it, Christian, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. L. Grug says, with rumors of a Nintendo Direct and 60% of Giant Bomb being out next week, will the Jeffs react to it alone, or will Jason come from the top rope? P. And that's spelled like we with 2 I's. Yeah, look, if there's a Direct next week, I'm not going to let any of these fuckers be on it if they're going to abandon us. And yeah, we'll get some friends in there. We'll make it happen. Sean might be around. We'll see. It'll be.
God, it would have to happen. I guess it would have to happen the rest of this week or next week. I guess we didn't talk about that. It was talked about a bit last week, but how are you feeling about that July Direct?
I still have not heard anything about it one way or the other, so I guess I'm hopeful. I would love to have a Direct. I want to know when fucking Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. I'm kind of getting sick of it, Nintendo. Sure, you gave me Donkey Kong. That's a pretty good way to make amends with me, but I want to know, when's Metroid Prime 4 coming out? And is this Fire Emblem game going to get announced or whatever? Animal Crossing apparently could be in there. Yeah, there's some rumors out there. So we'll see. I mean, I feel pretty good. Why not? Those rumors have not died down. I would love to see it. How about you?
I would like to see it. I hope it's not while I'm gone.
It
I'll say that. You skipped one from Simon, by the way. His 4th one to Jeff Quiz.
Oh, thank you.
What are the first 6 expansion NHL teams?
Oh, the first 6 expansion NHL teams? I have no idea. I would probably guess the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's see here. God, would that be the Minnesota North Stars? I really have no idea. I'd have to look it up. In fact, I'll do that here in a second.
He failed the quiz, everybody.
I failed the quiz. The original 6 are all that matters because that's where the Red Wings are.
We got a yes for Penguins at least, so there you go.
Okay, well there you go. So I got that's a passing grade. I'm gonna say it's not. I did Dr. Ryan. Did I do L. Grug? I did not, or I did do that one. Chris says, "What's your toilet paper of choice and why?" I'm a fan of the regular Kirkland stuff personally. We get a big, massive box from Amazon. I don't think it's the Amazon brand anymore. I don't know. Steph orders it because she likes to find deals. So I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Ooh, look at me. I have a fancy wife who buys my toilet paper for me. Wow.
Nice
First
to be
donuts and not toilet paper.
Nice to be loved. You should try it sometime.
Now I feel really silly. It's a question legitimately. I get Charmin Ultra Soft. I buy into the branding. I'm like, if it's the softest, that must be the best for me. That's what I get for my Heine Ultra Soft.
I when I was buying toilet paper, I would definitely Charmin Ultra Soft was the one I was going for.
I don't like those bears though.
I used to work in a toilet paper factory back in the day. That was fun.
What? Yeah, paper factory. I don't want to see those bears wiping their asses anymore.
I mean, they don't even show them. Well, I guess maybe they do show them wipe their ass, but they. If someone filmed you wiping your ass, would you want to see it?
Actually, no. I would definitely not want to watch that.
No, it's like the most undignified position that my body goes into in any given day is me wiping my ass. Screaming Madden says, "How do you all think that DK movie will be like, or what do you think it'll be like? You think it'll be based on Donkey Kong Country or based on Bonanza?" Well, I think we got word that the reason they designed Donkey Kong in the movie the way they did was because they knew they were making Bonanza and they wanted to make them more similar to that. So I think it'll be somewhat informed by Bonanza, but it's going to be probably the original Donkey Kong story, I think, to some degree, where he does get maybe falsely accused of kidnapping something and or something like maybe Mario's not involved. I don't know, but I think they'll probably try to sprinkle that stuff in.
I bet it's not going to be too similar to any movie. I bet there will be family drama with Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Diddy and Dixie will have major parts this time around. Funky will be a somewhat major supporting character. But plot-wise, I don't know. Crystal Coconut. They're doing that.
Yeah, it's just going to be Crystal Coconut again. Brendan says, when Nintendo said Metroid Prime 4 in 2025, you didn't let them finish. You cut them off. They were going to say Metroid Prime 4 in 2025 more days. Fair enough. Feels that way right now. I hope not.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, that's a good question for Screaming Madden just in chat. Who do you think the villain in the movie is? Because I do think it would just be King K. Rool, actually. I think
capitalism.
I hope so. If King K. Rool is not the villain of this movie, he will be in the next one, but I think there's no reason not to make him the villain of this one. I hope so.
It's still the best we got. I'm enjoying Void Kong, but God, King K. Rool is still the best Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
villain.
King K. Rool is iconic. He's a hero.
It's kind of weird. In the theme park, it's all like, whenever they do the theme park stuff, they usually pick one game as the kind of general,
like the anchor
North Star
game
for
of
design.
for the aesthetic. Yeah,
Right. So like for the Mario section, it is actually Super Mario 3D World. It is Beanpole Mountain or whatever, and that is the name of the level from that game. So that's like generally what they're going for. For the Donkey Kong Country stuff, it is Donkey Kong Country Returns is the North Star there. So it is like those tiki masks that you see when you're in the ride and things like that.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's guys because like it's like these work. Not my favorite Donkey Kong villains, but sure those tiki masks. Okay.
Yeah, give me the Kremlins, right? That's the name of those guys. Yeah.
Kremlins is fine. I don't know. We had a. You gave me a quiz just a bit ago what the name of the tropical freeze enemies were, and I forget, but they weren't bad.
Snowmads. The Snowmads, like nomads. Yeah, I agree. It's not a great name. All right, that's time where like Nintendo Treehouse or whatever. I guess it was retro, so they probably didn't need Nintendo Treehouse to help them name stuff. But the Nintendo tendency of like going with the double entendre got in the way of having a good name, I think. All right,
you sound like those Tom Woosley haters back in the day.
But okay, I think I did this one. So we are on to Connell Wood. Nope. Yes. Connell Wood says, if you were elders, what would your bonanzas be? So if someone made a bonanza based on you, what would happen when Donkey Kong activated the Mike Minotti power?
Piece of shit!
You yelled too loud, and something your
too
gate
loud.
hated that, but he said piece of shit.
Okay, 1 second. I'll turn the gate off.
Yep.
1 second.
Okay, yeah, do it again.
Piece of shit!
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. The chat's saying you would turn into an apple. Okay, yeah, that's good.
No, there's already a giant apple game, and I can't stand it. I'm mad. That's it. I'm writing a letter to Nintendo.
Mine would be like Donkey Kong just has a lie down. He would just go lay down.
Just needs a nap.
Just nap and sort of roll around a little bit. Yeah, and that'd be intimidating enemies.
It's incredible that Kirby literally has that ability. It's like the go to sleep ability.
Yeah.
It impedes you,
Yep.
and he looks comfortable.
I love it. All right, Matt Rare Monkey says, so you think Blueprints comes to Switch? Yeah, I think all of the games that have been successful this year so far will probably come to Switch too. I think Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is on Switch 2 by like March of next year at the latest. Like I think it's going to come there soon.
I think I got the latest. That's like a Game Awards announcement or something. But
Yeah.
I bet they're working on that right now. Blueprints. I don't know why it's not on the Switch 2 right now.
Yeah,
right?
Switch
That kind of
1
thing.
even,
I guess
like,
I
yeah.
do know why, because they were weird with dev kits. But it should be. It should be.
Yep, I think that game would do very well on Switch. All right, It's X-Core says they have a quick look of Donkey Kong Bonanza on Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb still around? You are muted, Mike. Oh, wait, maybe not. You just got caught up there again.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no one watches that anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if you want to check that out, that's your speed. Ali Miracle says, been humming Bonanza songs to myself all day. Zebra, zebra.
Zebra might be the best one that
It's-
I've heard. So I gotta say.
It's really good. It's catchy, and whenever it plays, my wife can't help but dance. So that's how I know a song in a video game is good, when she starts doing that of no volition or like with no self-control. She just can't help herself. The Uncharted Wolf says, Bonanza ending solidified it for my game of the year. Oh, that's exciting to hear. Jeff, I know you will
I've
be
been
on
hearing enough.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Finish the super chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Wolf goes on and says, Jeff, I know you will be on the cool side. Mike, don't be boring and choose Fart Pedition. And then they say in parentheses, I haven't played it. So there you go. Okay, look. I might have kicked my controller off the table again. I don't want to talk about it. You did.
I was like, what's that noise?
I have no idea if that
Incredible.
got picked up for OBS, but you guys certainly heard that.
I heard it.
Oh yeah, it's on the podcast. Forget
Ah,
about it.
shit. All right, great.
I just want to say, like, I have heard enough people say, like, oh, something like whisper about the ending that I want to beat this game sooner than later, or at least like see the ending, because I know it's a crazy thing. I'm worried about the Donkey Kong spoilers, but I'm a little worried about Donkey Kong spoilers.
I think like big climactic moments of the game, that's to me that's a bigger spoiler than like a story spoiler in like some other games.
Right.
Like stuff you get to experience as a player. Yeah, I get that. That's precious.
How
I mean,
how
if somebody
surprising
told
could
me,
it be? Like,
Well, if somebody told me before I beat Odyssey that you capture Bowser at the end, you play as him, I'd be annoyed, right? I would have liked that surprise.
Yes. I mean, I feel like you're more scared about like the mechanic that could happen on the ending than anything else.
Mechanical spoilers, yes.
I mean,
the story,
whole time...
I saw the beginning of it. She can't sing. I wonder what's going to happen at the end,
Well, yeah. I mean,
that changes like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
That arc is already that arc has already been satisfied.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah. But I do, hey, Christian, I bet singing's involved. I'll say that, and I won't be surprised by that even a little bit. But how they use it, I'll be interested.
Right.
Nick says, Jeff, you literally spoiled a mechanic on Blue Sky 2 hours ago. No, I didn't. I posted the Elder. What do you think the mechanic is there? Like, what do you think that thing does? I don't know how the people got to a spoiler from there, but whatever. People think everything's a spoiler.
I'm gonna see what you. Yeah, this is what you say. People are yelling at you. What did you do this time?
And then it's like,
the thing is,
three people
smart.
yelled at me. Yeah.
Yeah, people's too smart, bro. You gotta be dumb like me. I never realized anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like I'm like, this doesn't feel like a spoiler to me, and people are like, oh, yep, it is. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's see here. I'm glad to hear the ending of Bananza is awesome. That's very exciting. Chrono Rig says, hey Jeff, if Mike sang to you, what animal would you turn into? And can we please get a DK spoiler cast? And I still think Metroid Prime 4 will hit. Yeah, I'm hopeful about that. Okay, if Mike sang to me, I would turn into, because like Pauline sings, and depending on the song she sings. But if Mike I would turn into a bear, right? If Mike was singing.
Couldn't you turn to like a random Disney animal sidekick?
Sure, the bear from The Good Bear. Wait, no, what's the bear movie from Disney?
The Good Bear. There's 2 bear movies you could do. There's The Good Dinosaur, then there's Brother Bear.
Brother Bear, that's what I was thinking.
Brave, which I don't like.
Yeah, right. I would turn into Brother Bear. There you go.
I would like that.
Or Baloo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Baloo.
Baloo. Oh, Baloo is definitely the best. Baloo's the best Disney bear still, absolutely. I
agree.
Baloo.
Baloo's fantastic.
I like how he's kind of a piece of shit. I like that about him.
Yeah, he's kind of a little bit of a used car salesman. Yeah, sleazy. Yeah, DK spoiler cast. We'll get to a point where we like go ham on DK and talk about all the stuff in there.
I just saw when your daughters grabbed that Toothless doll I got them from Epic Universe. Remind them quick that Uncle Mikey-ness of that. Hey. Kid, I got that for you. Say you love me. I need validation.
I knocked it down more. Hey, child, Mike Venati wants you to know he got you that Toothless. She's too far. They don't care. They just watched that How to Train Your Dragon live action movie, so they got it. They went and found those, Mike, both of them, and immediately got very excited about it. So
I had heard people say that, like, they liked that movie because they just did a 1-to-1 remake of a very good animated movie. I have no idea what it gains from being live action, but sure.
It's definitely one of those ones where it's like, cool, no problems with that. I will never be meaning this movie when I say How to Train Your Dragon ever in my life. When I say How to Train Your Dragon, I will be talking about the animated movie. And the thing about this is like, I guess it's true for all of the remakes. They just use the same music. But this one had a big advantage of like having one of the best soundtracks of like the last several years. That theme song is so good, so soaring. It's incredible.
That's a big part of why the land in the Epic Universe is so good.
Yeah,
that's true of all of those. Even that Lion King movie, that's like the 3rd highest grossing movie ever. It's like already when people say Lion King, they don't mean that.
No way.
That's not what they're.
That'd be crazy, and it'd be crazy if they did. All right. We got this one from Christopher Minotti earlier. Someone said, Harrison, you missed the waifu episode, and now he won't stop asking me what a waifu is. Thank you. You're welcome, Chris. Right. Edgar Marino says, Evo is in 1 week. Marvel Tokon will be playable. Pray for me to go 0-2.
It's gonna be
hard to not go 0-2.
I hope they put that up on like we can play it. Like they put it like on Steam, like a demo or something. Please.
I don't know.
I wonder if they'll do that. But I'm excited for people to play it. I'm excited for them to announce some new characters there. Hopefully, get some other fun stuff. Although, it doesn't feel like we get the huge announcements at EVO anymore. Like they didn't announce Marvel Tokon there. They announced it at that PlayStation thing. Of course, they did. But yeah. EVO's always a fun time. I'm looking forward to catching some of the tournaments. There's a little bit. It's like the big new game this year is Fatal Fury, which I don't have very much interest in. Right, even then, it wasn't as big as maybe some people hope. But I assume it'll have a main stage presence. I don't know how excited I am to see year 3 or whatever of Tekken 8. Street Fighter 6 though, that will still be good. And excited for the some of the retro stuff. I believe Marvel vs. Capcom 2 will be there. I hope Capcom vs. SNK 2 is there in some big form since that collection came out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Probably gonna be like a side tournament.
If Tekken 9 gets announced at some point in the future, is that a situation where it's like it might be tainted because people are so upset with Tekken 8, or will they be like, or do you expect them to like, well, they'll address that stuff and be like Tekken 9 is gonna go back to the basics or something like that?
I think as long as they wait a bit, if they did it right now, it would be tainted. Like, oh, so you like kind of left Tekken 8 early and it's in bad shape now going to Tekken 9.
Yeah.
If it's like in 5 years.
Right, that's what
Yes,
people
I was about to say that.
again.
We're like 6 years for me at least. From
Okay.
like the next.
Yeah, Tekken 9 can also fix the problem with Tekken 8, which is the heat system. Just no one likes the heat system. And so they just strip that out and dial things back a little bit. Then, yeah, they can immediately fix the problems with the game.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I was definitely thinking it'd be years before we heard about it. So at some point in the future. But yeah, okay. That sounds right.
Yeah, that's a solid like minimum 3 years off.
Yep.
Give me Soul Calibur instead first. Well, we're gonna get Virtual Fighter before that, so I bet they'll be happy to sit back and observe Virtual Fighter a little bit before they.
While we're on the fighting game thing, the 2SKO, they announced another open a closed beta, and this one is worldwide. So I think that game might come out this year actually, which I didn't have that much faith on it. So
do you think that one's? Is that one cooked? I know there's kind of a negative sentiment a little bit about it.
Well, the thing is, they announced Tokon, and Tokon had in the announcement trailer, they have as much characters as 2SKO is going to have when it release. So it's like people, it's like, oh, it's a little bit like we need more characters for this game, and it's like that kind of deflated a little bit the hype. But I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be free to play, and that's going to like help a lot. So we need to see how it develops.
Mike, what's your shirt?
Yeah, what's your shirt?
Coca-Cola.
Okay. Cool. I guess I should have figured out. I was like looking at those bottles. I'm like, that looks just like a lady because it's a Coca-Cola bottle. That's what women look like to me. So, I was just like, I think those are Coke bottles, but I wasn't sure. I like Coke.
And I have real sugar now.
Thank you, America.
Corn syrup's evil. Also, nobody drinks. Very few adults that I know are drinking like the normal versions of soda anymore. Like, what are you kidding? You're older than 30. You can't drink a regular Coke. You'll die.
If I saw an adult drinking a full sugar, a full fat Coke, I would assume they have a death wish. I would assume that they're like, a sentence of like, you have a year left to live or something like that. It's like, well, I'm fucking living then. Go for it.
Bro,
yeah, unless you apparently are.
Sorry, I drank regular Coke the other day, and he gave me like my heart was kind of racing afterwards.
Yeah,
like
get palpitations.
Yeah,
your mouth will start to burn. It's a lot of sugar.
Yep,
it's a lot. Well, it's the cocaine too. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Last two super chats for now. Burrito says unboxing my new Switch 2 in real time as I type this. GB hype for Bananza motivated me to get it. Cheers, y'all. Mike, you mentioned that the open critic went up from 91 to 92, so it's like moving upward. People are liking it more and more.
Down. Back on 91. I'm good again. I'm right on it again. I'm right on it.
Mike,
thank you to whoever gave it a mid-league review.
Mike gave it a 91 in our guessing game, so I'm mad because he gets bonus points. All right. Well, hopefully it stays on the border there and clicks over to 92 at the last second. Bander SN says, if you roll when an enemy is about to hit you, you can deflect the attack. Bananza is parry slop. Yeah, I deflected an attack on accident today. I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And I tried it again. I'm like, I can't believe that's how that works. So pretty cool. Good game. I'm just
in mechanics.
Into everything that it's doing. It just feels so well thought out. A big part of that probably is this had like a very long development time. They've been working on this game for a long time, and they just kind of kept it cooking for longer than they needed to and just made it better and better, and it really shows. All right, Mike, that does it for the super chats.
Everyone, we're going to take a break. Then we're going to look at this IGN list of the 10 best Donkey Kong games and get a fixin', as they say.
That's what they say.
So, yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be right back, everybody.
All right, where's this list? Where should let me get it here.
I'm going to share it with you.
Oh, you're going to share? That's a good idea. Okay.
Well, I'm going to... Here, I'll show you a link, but I'll make a doc and then share it.
Perfect.
So that I can move stuff around and make it easier for you.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, let me find the.
But the article itself is on Booty Boys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I'm going to
Get it on Booty Boys.
Booty Boys. Booty Boys.
Booty
Okay,
Boys.
I'll put it again.
Booty boys.
Still has
Booty
that
boys.
Helsing icon that I love so much.
Zebra.
Zebra.
God. And
All right, I have a like a chicken breast on the air fryer. So when you come back, I'm gonna go grab that shit. I'm gonna
All right.
munch
Okay,
on it.
dude.
You munch,
Good to
dude.
do.
We're all rooting for you.
Like a goddamn cartoon.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I get it.
I'm
honestly,
gonna
dude,
start
this
making
sounds fucking
cartoon
hot,
noises when
dude.
I eat. It's my new personality, making cartoon noises while eating.
Okay, let me do that. Let me do this, and then. Ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-ba, ba-da-ba. Zebra. Okay, and then this.
I miss the days where cartoons had the scent of the food will like turn into a hand and make it like come here type deal.
Come hither.
They don't
Yeah.
do that anymore. Yeah, the line. And then they made you the guy will float toward the pie on the
Uh-huh.
window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Why doesn't food
Yeah,
do that
also-
anymore? Probably because of woke.
Yeah, well,
All right, I am
hi, Brian.
set up. Yes, Brian Altano is on the
Yeah,
show now,
just doing
everybody.
a little
I was
bit
very
more-
confused why Brian
Yes,
suddenly popped
I
up on
love
the
it.
screen.
Uh-huh. There we go. We have the man responsible
he
right
always
there.
cracks me up. He's probably the funniest guy on the industry.
Oh, he is hilarious. I mean, he's like he used to have
Brian's
that.
a great dude.
He had that comedy podcast, Comedy Button, right? Where I mean, he's just
Comedy
legit,
bun, yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just legit funny. Yeah. He made fun of my shoes once when we were doing GB at night, and I was wearing my hiking boots because we were going to Disney the next day. He's like, "What are those?" I know. I'm sorry. I'm an old man. GameSpy debriefing days. Was that GameSpy's podcast? That's crazy. I should
I
go
miss
back.
GameSpy.
I should go back and listen to some of like the first year of gaming podcasts I never listened to.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
around when One Up Yours was
Yeah.
starting. Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
I'm going-
this is completely, but it's related. I miss the old Crunchy Cast. Crunchyroll used to have a podcast back in the day, and it was kind of wild. So I understand why they took all those episodes down there. But there were like 300 episodes of that podcast. They just disappeared from the internet. I cannot get a grasp of them. It's so sad. I miss the Crunchy Cast.
Jeff, I'm sharing my screen with you.
Okay. Let me grab that real quick. Actually. Ba-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-bum, ba-da-bum. All right, that is a high enough resolution. Let me get you back framed up.
Close all the other tabs you have, just in case.
Well, I'm just gonna be showing the play field.
No, Mike.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wait,
Oh,
ain't
does
no
it- does it
fucking
change?
way. Hold the fucking phone. That second inbox says 189,000
yeah.
unread.
That's my work email thing. That
Hell
thing
yeah.
is a mess. You guys can see those. Man.
Jesus Christ.
Mike,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were one of us. I didn't know you were like me in that way.
Somewhere Dan Riker just has stroke like me.
Yeah, Dan's
Oh, yeah, I'm
surprisingly
terrible.
like on top of that stuff. Where well, not on top. It bothers him like on a physical level. If he has a message notification. All right, there's that. Let me get one more window here. To capture.
Yeah, I'm definitely a piece of shit with that for sure.
You know how I don't
And that-
notice when people get online on my Switch and that notification. Yeah, same thing with emails. And notification number who gives a shit. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on my personal email, I'm pretty good at it. But on the PR email, the Game Mess email, it has like probably like 400 unread emails there because like they should send you emails every day about
Yeah.
like video games. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how you can keep up with it. Like it's
I don't.
it's
Uh,
almost
That's why I gave up.
And so when PR people are
Yeah.
like, "Why aren't you responding?" I'm like, look, and they get it at this point. And this
Oh,
is
you
how
don't gotta respond.
Yeah,
That's a
actually-
different story.
all right. I am going to close this real quick so we can start with the list. But Mike, I'm ready.
Let's make sure I got
What?
this order right. It should be from 10 to 1. DKC 3, Donkey Kong 94, Jungle Beat, Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, Returns, 94, Tropical Freeze, Bananza.
No. All right. It's gonna. It's gonna be fun. All right.
All right, Jeff, we are back. We are going to fix a list from our friends at IGN.com.
What's Altano done now?
What's happened here to celebrate the release of Donkey Kong Bananza and to include it in these proceedings? They have made a list of the 10 best Donkey Kong games, and they are, according to IGN, number 10, Donkey Kong Country 3, at number 9, Donkey Kong 64, excuse me, at number 8, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, at 7, Donkey Kong. At 6, Donkey Kong Country. At 5, Donkey Kong Country 2. At 4, Donkey Kong Country Returns. At number 3, Donkey Kong 94. At 2, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. At number 1, Donkey Kong Bananza.
All right. Let me
All right,
get this
Jeff.
list here. There we go. All right.
Is it what stands out to you as like perhaps your biggest grievance with this list?
Biggest grievance actually for me is that Jungle Beat, I think, is maybe a bit too low, but now I'm looking at all the other games on here. Yeah, I mean, 8 is just kind of too low for Jungle Beat. I think that game is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun to play. I don't know if it's going to go into the top 5. Maybe it could make 5. We'll see. But, the list isn't terrible. Like, it does require fixing. That's why we're doing our job here. But it's not, like, so bad that it's like, well, it's completely missing one game. Like Donkey Kong 94, that probably is going to be in the running for our number 1 or number 2. And they got it at number 3. So that's what we're talking about here. Not huge grievances for the most part. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I generally think that the 2 Returns games are a bit overrated by most people. I like them.
Yeah.
They don't sing for me the way that they sing to other people. Now, I think that they're still good games, and they should be on the list. I think putting both of them above Country 2 I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
there are
I
a
won't
couple
be doing
questions
that.
like,
Yep.
does Diddy Kong Racing count as one? It kind of seems to me like it should if we're counting Jungle Beat or other
Jungle
games
Beat's a platformer, right? Sure, you got the bongo controllers,
Yeah.
but it's a platformer still. It does feel like they're just doing platformers.
So no King of Swing.
No King of Swing, but King of Swing's a bad game, so it doesn't need to be on the list no matter what.
What about? I always forget. I can't even remember the name of the sequel that's on the DS, right? So yeah, no Donkey Kong. That makes sense.
Is there a Barrel Blast game? Is that one of them?
That's the bad Wii racing game that was supposed to be another, bongo peripheral game on the GameCube.
Right.
And then they stopped making GameCube games because of the Wii, so they just put it on the Wii. I think it's actually something like the lowest rated game made by Nintendo or something like that, or published by Nintendo,
Really?
which is a little bit. It's probably honestly a bit much for what that game is, but it's not a great game. No.
So it's not Blight Club worthy though. You're thinking, but it's just.
I don't think it's. I think if we played it, we'd be like, "This isn't bad."
Okay.
It's annoying in the way that a lot of Wii games are, but yeah.
I'll say that I get why they're not on here because I think they are for the most part adaptations of the country games. Those Donkey Kong Land games, I've been playing them recently. Like in the lead up to Bonanza, I was playing Donkey Kong Land 2. I got pretty deep into it. Those games play so well. They feel so good on Game Boy. It's shocking that they can make a platformer feel that good on the Game Boy. And I just never really played them back in the day because I already had Country. I didn't need them. And it turns out they were fantastic. Like better than a lot of other platformers for full-fledged systems at the time and a lot since then. So honorable mention to the Donkey Kong Land games. I don't know if any of them are going to move into the top 10 here. I don't know. I would be willing maybe to put Donkey Kong Land 2 above Donkey Kong Country 3.
I think that's supposed to be the best one. You're right. It is really impressive that they were able to make some kind of condensed version of that game. Jungle Climbers, the DS sequel to King of Swing.
Okay, right. Jungle Climbers.
I'll tell you what, at least King of Swing has a catchy name.
Yeah.
You know?
And then the other one's just like, I don't know, fucking jungle climbers. Get out of here. All right, so where do we start, Mike?
I think it might be easiest for us if we start thinking it in terms of like what are working from one to the bottom, which kind of brings the question: do you agree that Bananza is already the best Donkey Kong game now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, I think it's that or Donkey Kong 94 is what we're talking about, right? Maybe one of the countries.
Those are my two favorites as well.
Okay, all right, then. Okay, so let's put. Let me get a look at your list a little bit better over here. Okay, yeah, I think Bananza and 94 look right to me. At least for now, we can maybe hash it out later if we want. But I mean, are you okay with that?
The ordering. I think we have them in a general spot at least right now.
Yeah,
and that will help. Because I think those two are going to be one or two. Although another one for me, and this one I think is surprisingly low on their list, is Donkey Kong Country 2.
It should be above Returns for sure. And for me, it's above Tropical Freeze.
I think it's definitely the best of the country games.
Yeah, I played quite a bit of it in like the last year because I had never played much of it. And it's fantastic. I still just love Donkey Kong as a character, so I prefer Donkey Kong Country 1. But I can tell as I'm playing it, Donkey Kong Country 2 is a overall better game. And it's a really good platformer.
I still like Country 1 more than I like Returns or Tropical Freeze.
Frankly. I definitely like it more than Returns, which I don't know. I just kind of got a little bored with Returns. Tropical Freeze I like a lot. Maybe they're pretty close, but I personally would give the edge to Country.
Returns has a little bit of a, I think it hit harder when it came out because it was like, oh, cool, we made another one of these. And we were all happy that they did, and they made it feel really good. There's some good level design in there. There's certain aspects of it I don't love. Some of it is the tacked on Wii stuff that even when it's not Wii stuff anymore, like having to stop to do that blow animation on things, I think that blows.
Yeah, everybody did it.
I'm a funny guy. There's some things that stand out there, like the silhouette level, right? hey now. I think it doesn't have great boss fights. I think a lot of Donkey Kong Country games actually don't have very good boss fights. I remember that drove me crazy in Tropical Freeze. I don't like the Donkey Kong Country style of dodge their stuff for a bit and then look for the one opening and then attack them and then just kind of go through the gauntlet again. Formula that a lot of these games kind of have.
I also didn't think the Snowbads were all that inspiring. So I didn't even have like like in Donkey Kong Country, I liked all the enemy designs for the bosses a lot. So it was fun to like deal with that stuff. I was a little bit less patient for it with the Returns and Tropical Freeze games. Okay, so
I've seen some people in chat saying that Bananza's boss fights are not great.
They're easy for sure.
I will say I think they're easy. I think they all need twice as much health for something, and they need that kind of mid-fight escalation that you usually get in these games.
Yeah, there's doesn't happen. Yeah, the boss fights are the biggest disappointment in Bananza for sure. It's just they go by so fast that it feels like such a slight part of the game that I'm not really holding against it all that much. And I'm also maybe hopeful that as I get to the end, maybe the last few boss fights amp things up, but who knows? Okay, so what do we have? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, do that and then let's recap.
Well, I'll say this with Tropical Freeze is that I do think that there's more of a, the whole freezing thing is an aesthetic gimmick that helps differentiate in some way. And I do love that you have you have Diddy Kong and Trixie, and you also get Cranky Kong. And I love that Cranky Kong basically has the Kane Pogo stuff.
Scrooge McDuck.
DuckTales.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
That's a good, and it feels good, and it's like a slightly easier mode, right? Because he's got that ability, but he's a fun character to play as, so I enjoyed that. Tropical Freeze is a great game, and I like it better than Returns. So we have that at 5 right now, then Donkey Kong Country, then Donkey Kong Country 2, 94, and Bananza at number 1.
I said Trixie instead of Dixie. I do that all the time, actually.
Sure.
Jeff.
I mean, I can't imagine why. They're completely. They're spelled different, Mike.
Yeah, it's a big problem. I think this is okay. Here's where I'm thinking for like what the next one could be is either Jungle Beat or actually original Donkey Kong, the arcade game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Jungle Beat for that, but then Donkey Kong next. I think you're right that's where I'm at. But I think when I played Jungle Beat, I was like, this is so imaginative and so fun, and I haven't played it since then. So I don't know. Maybe it hasn't held up as much, but I just remember falling in love with that game. So, and you know, it's because of the bongo drums. Like they're able to do some cool stuff. But it holds it back in some other ways. So maybe that's not why it's not even higher. It's tough to move it over Tropical Freeze, which is a fantastic platformer. So I seen it right behind there works for me. Are you cool with that?
I probably have more respect for Jungle Beat than Tropical Freeze, but I get to a certain degree. I wouldn't feel that strong about it. I like original Donkey Kong a lot. I can even move it up from this position if I wanted to. I think it's far off.
I love the look of Donkey Kong, the sound of Donkey Kong, the cabinet, the art, everything about it. It is a little tough to like play. Because it's just a little stiffer than you want it to be for a game where you're playing as effectively as Mario. Now, it's stiff in a way that is comparable to the other arcade games out at the time. It all makes sense and it feels like right for what it's going for. But it just makes it so it's like someone going back now a little bit hard to like replay it at a certain high level. I don't know. I think it's in the right spot on the list.
Okay, so there's 3 that we haven't placed on our list yet in our bottom 3 spots there. There's Returns, 64, and Country 3. Now, one game that's not on this list that we haven't talked about is Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong 3 is there too. I'm not a big Donkey Kong 3 fan. I feel like its existence is almost a piece of trivia, which doesn't say much for that game sometimes, right?
Right. Yeah. It's not very good. Donkey Kong Jr. it's good. I like it. It's not as good as Donkey Kong.
It's not as good as Donkey Kong, for sure, and I don't know if we'll get there. I guess I think for me, out of those 3, I don't know if this is a hot take. Maybe it is. I like Country 3 more than Returns. Even I think that's a hot take for some people. And I don't know if you would go there with me.
I've not played much of Donkey Kong Country 3. I gotta say, of all those, now I'm like looking at it, I would put Donkey Kong Land 2 above all of those. I think. I would probably put Donkey Kong Land 2 here. But I don't know.
I could see that. I guess my defense of Donkey Kong Country 3, I like, again, I think it has a kind of fun Pacific Northwest vibe, whatever it is, right? There's like a bit of a different aesthetic to it that I do like. Basically, everyone's indictment for Donkey Kong Country 3 is always just that it's not as good as Donkey Kong Country 2. And that's true. I think it's still a really fun platformer. I like playing as Dixie Kong is the Kong you want to be playing as in those games the most, honestly. That's fun. I don't get why Kiddy Kong gets as much hate as he does. I'll just say I don't understand why people see Kiddy Kong and they just lose their goddamn minds. They freak out.
I don't like his design, but I'm not freaking out or anything like that. But I also like, again, that's my whole thing with the country games is I just like the Donkey Kong design the best. So yeah.
I like their weird whitewater raft motor tube vehicle thing. I like that.
Okay.
Box art.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. Yes. So is that a thing you would use in that game? Again, I haven't played much DK C3.
Yeah, it's like you can use it to traverse the overworld. Yeah, look at that thing.
Yeah, the bumper boat thing. Right. Okay.
The bumper boat thing. Looks like you're gonna be on a ride. Okay. One guy. I don't know if you're able to show our list too on the screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. I cut it off. Yeah, I'll get that. I'll fix that right now. I was kind of just staring at this thing and not really. There we go. And...
Okay, so Donkey Kong Land 2. I think I can hear you out here now. So you think Donkey Kong Land 2 is better than, to be clear, Donkey Kong Jr.
Yes.
Or Donkey Kong Country 3 and 64, and even the first Returns.
It's like right there with that.
Are we both being hard on Returns now at this point? If we're going to put Donkey Kong Land or Country 3 over it,
we maybe. Okay, so I think this slot it's either Land, it's Donkey Kong Country 3, or Returns, and that is how many spots we have left. So, are there any of games that aren't in those 3 for consideration?
Let's have this Donkey Kong 64 conversation, Jeff. Let's have it. I have not played this game in a while. I did never beat this game. And yet, and I know I'm about to play this game pretty soon, probably. I think that people are kind of a little nuts with this game, the way they talk about it. People talk about this game like it's an abomination. And I just remember playing. I was like, yeah, this is like a Banjo-Kazooie with some annoying design decisions.
Yeah, I think that's right. It is not like radioactive. You're not going to get cancer playing this game, but it was a disappointment at the time for sure.
Yes.
It is not as good as the other 3D platformers from Nintendo or Rare on that console. It's pretty far away from them. Like it's, you know what? It's a mediocre game that has some good elements to it and then has some really bad stuff to it. So I like getting into a top 10 list is going to be hard for that game. I think it's the next one. It would be the next one I would put on after those three that I mentioned earlier. So it would be number 11 on my list, I think. But I mean, do you want to try to sneak it in there? I did beat that game, and I thought it was okay at the time. But I remember thinking this is no Banjo-Kazooie and certainly no Mario 64.
I do. I like the idea of getting Land 2 in here, and I think that does kind of edge out 64. I guess that's the one thing here. It's why when I looked at this list, part of me is like, I think Country 3 is better than 64. So here's what maybe I don't know. I'm suddenly like, maybe I'm being too hard on Returns, and maybe I would do Returns at 8.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Land 2 at 9, and then Donkey Kong Country 3 actually stays at number 3.
All right, number 10, yeah.
Or number 10. But Donkey Kong 64 is now kicked out of the list.
Yeah, that looks right to me. So
the DK rap, though, Jeff, we're still singing the DK rap.
I mean, it's one of the most iconic video game songs of all time. Of course, it shows up in Bananza. But you know, if that's a song, it's not a video game, right? It's not a top 10 Donkey Kong. That song, that's a top 10 Donkey Kong song, sure, but not going to be on this list. I'm sorry, 64.
And you know, we joke about Donkey Kong, but again, another indictment that they introduced 3 new characters as playable characters there, and we don't really bother with them anymore, right? Even like I think some of them showed up in Barrel Blast actually. At least Donkey Kong did. I think God, what's the Tiny Kong, who I thought was Dixie Kong for a long time. Tiny Kong showed up in a couple games. It got redesigned to be slightly older to distinguish her better from Dixie Kong.
Oh, weird.
Then that was that. Yeah, poor Chunky. You haven't seen good old Chunky Kong in a long time, huh?
No, we've not seen a lot of Kongs. Personally, I've not seen even Funky Kong recently, so I'm getting pretty antsy over here.
Look out!
Look
out, everybody.
Gotta get my anarchist cookbook back out. All right, we got the list. You want to read it, Mike?
No. I want to have one more conversation here.
Please.
Are we sure about the Bananza 94 replacement? Because Donkey Kong 94 is still one of my favorite games, one of my favorite Nintendo games. It is so freaking good. I will say, despite the name, it's almost more of a Mario game a little bit. That doesn't disqualify from the list, but does that hurt its chances of being the number 1 Donkey Kong game?
I mean, no, because if we're in a world where Donkey Kong 64 had come out and had been kind of the Mario 64 2 for that console, people would be putting it at number 1 on this list. So, no, I don't think that hurts it. I think that just means that they found a way to make Donkey Kong make sense in that kind of game, and it does. Now, 94 is a masterpiece. It's a master work of just, not epic proportions, but really refined. They knew what they were going for, and they knew a bunch of stuff they could add to make it even more fun. The moveset is the moveset that they used in Mario 64 for Mario and Donkey Kong. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying Mario's the Donkey Kong game. But no, that's a Donkey Kong game still. That's because
we... Right. I was a little lost there.
Yeah, sorry. I got confused. I thought you were saying Donkey Kong Bonanza is like a 3D Mario game. My bad.
That's what you thought. God, no. That would be a stupid thing to say.
Yeah. Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, you play as Jumpman Mario. So no, that's no issue. But Donkey Kong Bonanza is fantastic. Neither of us have beaten it. Neither of us has finished that game.
I'm pretty close, and I doubt anything's going to change my opinion about it.
I'm
again,
there,
if it's not number 1, it's number 2.
Yeah, I'm at 1,200 or 1,300 now on the sub layers. Right there. I don't know. I feel good about Bonanza at number 1.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of right. I think it's just actually right. And again, yeah. It's it's the most Donkey Kong game. I think the most Donkey Kong games, either Bonanza or Country 1. Maybe Tropical Freeze can actually lay some clean there. So yeah, I guess I get that. All right. So then some interesting things about our list, Jeff. Let's go through it first then. Here's the Nintendogs version of the IGN list. Didn't require major surgery this time, Jeff.
No,
Our patient was just a little being banged up, right?
I think Altano did a good job. Yes, we just went in there and with a tiny scalpel and just made some improvements.
Yeah, we extracted some Donkey Kong 64.
The mass, yeah.
All right, then here's our list. The Nintendogs list of the 10 best Donkey Kong games. At number 10, Donkey Kong Country 3. Number 9, Donkey Kong Land 2. At number 8, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Number 7, Donkey Kong. Number 6, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Number 5, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. At number 4, Donkey Kong Country. Number 3, Donkey Kong Country 2. Number 2, Donkey Kong 94. And at number 1, Donkey Kong Bananza. Some interesting points of comparison here is that the 1 and 10 spots stayed the same here. Bananza at number 1, Donkey Kong Country at number 3. Donkey Kong 64 is the only game that left the list. Donkey Kong Land 2 is the only game that got added. Generally, us olds seem to care more about Country 1 and 2 than the 2 return games, the reboot games. Tropical Freeze went all the way from 2 to number 5. Donkey Kong Country Returns went all the way from 4 to number 8 on our list. But otherwise, nothing great. Donkey Kong, the original arcade game, stayed at its spot at number 7, which I find mildly amusing.
Let me just grab this, and I'll post the list online and let people yell at us.
Don't forget to link the IGN list there, and we'll yeah, go to IGN if you're just listening to this. If you're in chat, I'm going to share that link with you in a second. So make sure you give them all a click, even if you don't.
I'll put the link on the description too of the video and the podcast.
Yeah,
thank you.
Check out the list there on IGN. Good stuff. I like a good list. I think they're fun. I don't know. Part of me thought that I was going to be more indignant. It's funny because when I saw Country 3 at 10, I was like indignant. Like everyone is too hard in that game. And then when I fought it through, I also put it at number 10. So there you go.
It's better than its reputation. It turns out there's been a lot of Donkey Kong games, and that's what's going to be hard there. All right, good work, Mike. I appreciate it.
Yeah, fun stuff. We'll take one more break, everybody. We'll come back, do some house cleaning, wrap up the show.
Hell yeah.
Bye. We didn't even talk about Mario versus Donkey Kong.
That's all right. The Donkey Kong 64 fans, and I'm thinking mostly of Blessing, they're going to be mad. But look, we had to do what we had to do.
Look, I'll have a better informed opinion of that game pretty soon, I think.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what you think, actually. I think there's a chance you'll come out and be like, you know what, that's a good game. There's a chance. Well, actually, if you 101% it, there's not a chance of that. Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. We got our words and deeds immediately.
Let me just post this, and then I'll fix
All right, did we get any more? Super chats. I think maybe. No more super chats right now. We'll just. I don't know. Might not have too much more to talk about. We'll see.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Clean that up. Okay. Come back.
All right.
All right. We're back. Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, Mike Minotti. What? Anything I could do for you?
Look, I hope people don't think it's a spoiler, but I've not seen Funky Kong yet. I'm getting worried.
You did help me find Cranky Kong. People can watch the quick look, and he's been in trailers, right? People aren't going to yell at me for that.
Yeah. He has been. I don't think anyone's going to be mad about that.
So you helped me find Cranky Kong in the quick look. So if you want to see that moment where I discovered that, or was able to find him, they can watch that. But no one's shown me Funky Kong, and it's I'm worried. I'm worried about what I'm going to have to do.
I'm worried. You know what you say. So I don't know. I'll keep an eye out. I still got some run together.
How do you feel about aiding and abetting criminals, Mike? That's just what has nothing to do with anything. But are you big on abetting?
I'm doing 9/11.
No. Remember when Jerry Seinfeld asked Kramer if he would turn him in if he killed somebody? Kramer's like, "Oh yeah, that's my suspicion."
You're so Kramer coded. God damn it.
I'm so Kramer coded. Right? Definitely you been playing like anything else Nintendo-ish that's where we go, because it's been all Donkey Kong for me. It's so weird that Mario Party thing is coming out this week. I'm not ready to think about Mario Party right now.
No, it's gonna be like an assault on Friday when we play that. Yeah, I guess so. I will be playing that. I guess I been messing around with the GameCube some more because I got the big CRT back there, and I still have the optical drive emulator working on that thing. And so I've been playing a little bit more Wario World, not a ton more, but some more. And that game is as good as you said it was.
There's a game.
It's really fun. I like get why people were like down on it at the time, because you hear Wario World and you want it to be like, okay, this is the 3D Mario platformer with Wario, and it's a very different kind of game in a lot of ways. But it's a lot like a Wario Land game in 3D, which I'm like, oh, I also want that. And so kind of getting that character just doing his thing in 3D with treasure mechanics has been really fun. Yeah,
it's a great game, and I do hope we get another 3D Wario game. I don't think that they need to make it a full destruction game like Donkey Kong. I hope they have a new idea, but at least for his classic tackle stuff, I do like the idea of him just absolutely wrecking shit.
Oh, they should be reusing the voxel stuff here and there going forward. I mean, they had it in Odyssey, and now it's big here. It can go back down to like, or maybe even less than what they had in Odyssey. But yeah, you're right. That should be something that Wario's breaking apart if they have something like that, a game like that in the works, which they probably don't. But I would like to see it. I think you mentioned it, like you want to see them try a bunch of different 3D platformers now that they've veered away from Mario a little bit. I would love to see them do that with Wario. But Mike, I've not been playing much else Nintendo related, and we talked a ton about Donkey Kong. So how about you?
It's basically been Donkey Kong. I mean, I was playing more. Breath of the Wild was my filler game before that came out, and it is, it's fantastic, and it's still really fun playing that game in, better frame rate, better resolution. I would still like to go back to that save file. It's fun to have a new save file that's now in the midst of Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Past the Great Plateau, like doing some of the intro stuff. Like I talked to Pura, which is kind of like I think the tail end of that. So I think I'm even in the middle of the first Divine Beast quest with the Zora and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll probably kind of continue to go back to that here and there throughout the year.
Penny,
calm down. It's okay.
I just want a reason to replay Breath of the Wild. I mean, obviously Switch 2 launch was that reason, but I couldn't justify it. I should make that a game I do for a marathon or something sometime. Breath of the Wild is a game I'm really looking forward to replaying one day. I'm just nowhere near doing that in this moment. There's too much else to play. Maybe as we get closer to the 10-year anniversary, I'll get back into Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I'm glad you're playing it. It sounds awesome.
That'll be here before you know it. Just 8 years for that.
Yep.
10-year anniversary.
Exactly.
Okay. We were talking about 2016 games a little bit ago because they're talking about that FromSoft game. What's the new game going to be? And some people are like, oh, a remastered Dark Souls 3. And I guess console performance is maybe a thing. I don't know. But boy, on PC, that game doesn't need remastering. It just needs to be, compatible with modern hardware. And it just looks as good as any game, really. I don't know. The idea of that, or Doom 2016. I don't think there's anything to remaster.
Yeah, that'd be
anymore.
Crazy. Honestly, yeah, I get them wanting to resell it, and they don't want to call it a definitive edition because I bet remasters just sell better. I mean, that's what they're doing with Gears of War this year, right? And that's a much older game, but they've updated Gears of War a bunch of times to the point where it's they've gotten really good with the backward compatibility. It's a combination of those things. And so it runs at 4K, 60 frames per second on your Xbox already. And now they're releasing this remaster of Gears of War, and they're and it's going to run at 4K and 60 frames per second. So wait, I thought it already did that. And it does. It's probably going to be the least noticeable upgrade for a remaster ever. And that's for Gears of War, a game from 2008. I don't know.
Well, it's going to outdo the Last of Us Part 2 remaster?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't know, maybe because it's not, that was okay, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, that game already looks about as good as it can look with the backward compatibility. The remaster doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, 2016 games and on for sure. They are just at a plateau where I'm very happy with the way they look, and remasters are kind of baffling.
Oh, Sharon Top's right. I forgot to use Zelda notes when I was playing Breath of the Wild. I do want to try that out. So I'll have to do that.
It's definitely worth it for finding stuff. If you're going to be doing any sort of completionist stuff at all, It's really useful for that. And then the Zelda talking to you about stuff is pretty cool. It's like a director's commentary, but for a fictional princess who lives in a world telling you how she made decisions about various political things that she decided. Like, I installed this bridge here for this reason. It's weird.
Interesting. All right. We got one more super chat, I think, there, Jeff, if you want to double check that with me and read that.
Yeah, let's see here. We did read this. Okay, so Mikey O'Leary says, rest in peace, Walt Disney World's Star Wars launch bay, parentheses positive. Yeah, I was surprised that thing was still there when I took my family to Disney World. And you told me that there was a chance they were going to replace that with the Monsters Inc. stuff instead of taking over the Muppet Land. And you then said, no, but they're probably going to get rid of Muppets. And I'm like, no, I'm going to believe they're going to get rid of Star Wars Cargo Bay or whatever the fuck it's called, because no one needs
launch
that.
Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story for this place, this in Hollywood Studios, that park, when this opened, this area was actually an animation studio. They opened up a second Walt Disney feature animation studio. This is where they were, they did support on movies, but they also led development on 3 of the animated movies here. Mulan, Lilo and Stitch, and Brother Bear were predominantly made in this building in there. So, and when the park opened, there was an animation tour where, it started with this fun short film starring Robin Williams and Walter Cronkite, where Robin Williams is put in Peter Pan, and it was a really, you should still watch that film on YouTube. It's actually a really fun film. But then you actually go through and you can look through some windows and you see people working. And one time I saw somebody working on a scene for Emperor's New Groove before it was Emperor's New Groove, and it was supposed to be a more serious movie. It's called Kingdom Under the Sun or something like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. They would have things like the clay models that they use for reference. So it was it was a really neat thing. They closed that animation studio down shortly after Brother Bear, and a lot of the old bones of that theme park, which was actually a place that was really making movies and whatnot. That's all good. Kingdom of the Sun. Thank you, Dr. Ryan. So for a while it was empty, and then when they were kind of doing all the Star Wars stuff, so they bought Star Wars and they were going to build that big expansion land. But in the meantime, they kind of had this filler thing called Star Wars Launch Bay, where they just put in some Star Wars stuff in here, some models, and you can meet Darth Vader or Kylo Ren or Chewbacca. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't too much.
It was just such a big space for a little bang. That's why I was kind of confused by it. So having this explanation makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. There's also a Star Wars launch bay in Disneyland where it's in this giant building where, a spinning theater show used to be that hasn't been there for a long time. So that one, they still have to think of a replacement. But this is, so the replacement here is a callback to the animation studio thing. It's not a studio anymore, but it's going to be, a kind of exhibit / interactive space. It's going to have another film where it's celebrating the animation history. And even the poster that they released for it, Stitch and the dragon from Mulan, and now suddenly I'm blanking on his name. Eddie Murphy's character.
I was gonna say Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. He's there, and you even see Coda, the bear from Brother Bear, is not a popular character hiding in the back of there. So yeah, this is a good replacement. That whole area is going to be themed to kind of look like the actual Glendale, the original animation studio. So it's really Mushu. He's a summon in Kingdom Hearts. How could I forget Mushu? How embarrassing. Yeah, Star Tours is in a very different area. Star Tours isn't getting touched.
I think I'm still confused. What are they replacing it with? What is it going to be like? They're getting rid of Launch Bay, but are they going to tear down the buildings?
No.
Okay.
So they're just going to these buildings are once again going to house kind of exhibits and interactive things, all just themed around Disney animation.
Okay, all right, kind of going back to its roots there. All right.
Kind of going back to its roots. There won't be people making movies there anymore. But yeah, it's kind of a going back to its roots sort of thing.
Okay, cool.
And you saw that Once Upon a Studio short that came out when it was the 100th anniversary. It's something that they released where it's the animators went home and now all the characters are jumping out of the paintings. It's inspired by that. So that's going to be the North Star here. I love saying North Star. I use it too much now, but it's my favorite phrase.
I mean, it's such a useful term because everyone immediately knows what you mean unless they're from the global South, in which case they're like, what the fuck's a North Star? But screw them, right? Am I right, Christian? Never mind.
Yeah. Second star from the right straight on till morning. Let's fucking go.
Okay, cool. Does this feel like something that's going to be there for a long time, or does this feel like a placeholder before they get to the thing that's really going to go in this space?
I'm not sure. I almost have to. Part of me has to look at what's kind of back behind the building and how much more extra space they would have. I bet this lasts a good while, though. It retrofits in what's existing. There's probably not enough room there to put in some big attraction, really. And that's why Monsters, Inc. didn't end up
right. Yeah,
I guess, and why it had to go to Muppets.
Right, and the Muppets, like you pointed out at the time, like the Muppet space already had a restaurant, so it's very easy to just convert that instead of having to build that as well. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, Mike, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
No more super chats.
All right. No more super chats and no more Disney talk for you people. I know you're devastated. All right, Jeff, we did it. We did another podcast. Believe it or not.
I'm proud of us.
Heroes.
Yep, once again.
Let's see. So tomorrow on giantbomb.com, we're cooking up a bike club for you. More Pit My Reichert. You got Game S mornings. We also got the Open Dibvitational for Rocket League, right? The Dibvitational?
The Dibvitational is going to be happening after Blight Club. So we'll get done with Blight Club around like 4, right? Is that how that goes? And then around 4:30 or 5, we're doing the Dibvitation, which is him playing each of us in turn 1v1 in Rocket League. And I expect him to cook all of us. I think it's going to be a bad scene. I think I might have the best chance. I haven't played that
game in a while.
I think I might have the best chance because I played a lot of Rocket League. I don't think I stand a chance.
No, I stand no chance. I was never good at that game, so look out.
Not only the y'all bad at it, he has the young kids, reflex.
That's
he
right.
can just do whatever.
It's also old men versus a child. You're right, exactly. From it basically. We would be long retired even if we ever once were esports worthy in this game. We were never that. So it's going to be bad.
It's like that Simpson bit where they watch it in National Geographic and they see the old lion, like they get kicked off of the rock by the young lion. It's just exactly like that.
Yeah. Invitational, we are going to get killed by a kid. That's right.
Yeah, let's go.
Tune in, everybody. Gonna be good stuff. All right, Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mikey.
It.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I'm looking forward to playing more Donkey Kong, though, so let's go do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to hit the
button. By
button.
the way,
yeah,
Game Mess stuff, the Q&A that Chef did Sunday or Saturday, I don't remember, is up already if you want to listen to it. And the community is doing a peak play date on Friday.
Oh, fun.
Is it 10 EST or 8? Oh, 9 EST, I don't remember. So
the later the better for me.
Schedule.
If you guys do it late, I might hop in. I could probably
check the schedule on the Discord server to join. Thank you.
Also, I'm canceling Game Club. Mike failed us. We're never doing it again. I'm just joking.
It's not canceled.
He'll find another
we'll do
time
it for real.
Everybody. Don't worry.
We'll do it for real. I'll tell you what. We'll get the poll going for the next game.
Okay.
Immediately, also too. So sorry about that.
There you go, everybody. Yeah, that'll happen. There'll be updates about that in the Discord, and maybe the Patreon. I'm trying to get us so we can all log into the Patreon. But we'll see.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye. No, I say bye. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, but I want to say goodbye to everyone. They're listening too.
Shut the hell up.
All right.
You future terrorist.
He could still be in there. He could still be in there.
You turn that bad boy on, and out it comes.
Men for so long have fantasized about sucking their own dick.
Did you guys both do that?
You both had the same idea there, huh?